Sorry, hold on. Oh god, I'm terrible. Anyway, I'm gonna start off by saying hello. Um, Welcome back to my channel. I've had a couple. Well, I've had a couple reservations about talking about this particular person, Sparkle Little Star. I don't know if you know her, but I'm actually talking to her directly as well. She was a friend of mine on here, and she currently was trying to get back into my good graces, which I found very, I don't know what the word is. Like, I wanted to okay, let me just put this out here. We had a falling out. I don't know if you know who she is. I don't think that's really relevant at this point. I hope I'm coming in clearly. We had a falling out, and she betrayed me. We'll just say that. She betrayed me, blah blah blah. And so I backed away from our friendship, you know. And a lot of people were trying to help her. Her actions were kind of, how do you say this? I don't want to talk badly upon this person. You're not going to find me. I'm going to try so hard not to do that because I'm not that kind of person. I don't do that. I know that's what people like. If somebody does me wrong, I'm not that person. I won't go on here and drag them and like hurt them or be vile or evil or cruel. Like, I just don't do that. I know that's what gets views, and I know that's what people thrive on this platform, because people on here are very, very sick, ill-willed, ill-intentioned, just disgusting people. The majority of you all are very gross, by the way. I don't care if you like me or not. I really don't. But she reached out, and on my join, I actually talk about how I'm codependent. I struggle with being codependent. Well, I'm recently finding this out through a relationship, because I find myself, like, I've been like having dreams about her, like we're friends again, and like I miss her, like I miss our friendship and all this stuff. And so when she reached out, she gave me a $20 PayPal and was like, hey, I miss you, yada yada yada. And so I was like, maybe something can be worked out. I don't know. Let's see where it goes. Like, I'm just talking to her. So a dialogue began, okay? First, I was unsure to have a dialogue. I was going to return her $20 and was like, no. Hi, Shelby. I was going to say no and just be like, no, that's all right. But because of my codependency and my wanting to have, just look up, I have coda issues, okay? I need to start going to coda meetings. I realize this now. Like, I never really, always upon going to like AA and stuff, I've always felt like I kind of should have added coda meetings to my AA groups, but like it's always been in the back of my mind, and I never really acted on that. But now I know that I kind of need to add that to my mix of like shit that I need to do with my mental health and everything. It's just like one of those things that I have to add on to all my shit. But that's a whole other story. But let me grab my coffee. It's kind of an awkward place. There we go. So anyway, I went ahead and I was like, let me go ahead and try to see what I can like facilitate or see what's going on, see where her headspace is. Because I haven't been watching her. She has her own channel. I have not been watching her. I don't know if she's been doing better. I don't know if she's been doing worse. I don't know what's going on with her, you know? So I'm like, all right, let me just see what's up. So she's like, I miss you. I'm like, I miss you too. But she seemed really like kind of concerned about me unblocking her, which to me is more of like a red flag more than anything else. That was more like, it wasn't so much more about building the friendship. It was more or less like, hey, unblock me. And I'm kind of like, but then she's like, I'm just kidding. I'm like, oh, okay. So I just was like, whatever. That could just be her being weird or silly or whatever. I don't know. So I said, okay, you know, whatever. I kind of ignored that red flag. She again was very apologetic for what she had done, and I'm like, okay, that means a lot. So I proceeded to talk about like, well, maybe we can do something, not a panel. I don't do panels, but maybe we could like do like a chat where there were a couple people trying to help her at the time. When I say help her, like, for those of you who don't know Sparkle Star, she was doing some kind of things that were like behaviorally out of character for her. At least from what I know of her. I had been following her for years, and I had been her friend for years. And she just had been doing stuff like, mind you, we're both fucked up. Like, I have bipolar, I have anxiety disorder, I have I like my gray hair. That's fine. You don't have to like it. All that matters is I like it. I have generalized anxiety disorder. I have bipolar. I have PTSD. And so she has borderline personality disorder. You know, we both have fibro. And so we kind of clicked in a sense that we had all these things wrong with us, and we could like understand and like be like each other's soundboards and you know what have you. So she was doing a lot of things out of character for her, being very overly sexualized, just being very and claiming it to be body positivity, which, if you're in a relationship, I don't feel that that's necessarily like the way to go. Really, I don't think that's the way to go anyway, but that's just my personal opinion. I am a bit conservative, and I do follow people that do that, and it doesn't mean I necessarily agree with them. You know what I mean? But I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, okay? So I just kind of like let that be. I was like, whatever, that's what she's gonna do. But then she started to get into like hater streams. Like she would start kicking it in hater streams and like be weird. I'm like, what are you doing? And like, what the fuck are you doing in hater streams? Like, that's really weird. Like, you don't see me going in hater streams. I would never do that. You never see me cut down in a hater stream. She's just being very toxic, like doing toxic things. She did a plethora of other things that I'm choosing not to speak on because I don't want to tarnish Sparkle Star's name. I'm more respectful than that. I'm not going to go there. Granted, I could sit here and just be like, bleh, all day long. But I'm not going to. I'm not that channel. I'm not. But she was just doing stuff, like shit after shit after shit after. It was like a shit show. Constantly. I'm like, wow, dude. So I just was like, what the fuck? So I'm trying to help this person, like, listen, you're not acting yourself. You're a hater. No. I'm like, no, dude, you're just not acting yourself. And then other people were telling her, yo, you're not acting yourself. You're a hater, everyone's a hater. No. And so, like, it was weird. It was really weird. But because she has BPD, that's actually a common trait for them to be like, oh, everyone's against them. Nobody's listening. You know, everyone's That's a common thing for them to think. They don't really aren't in reality. And so I was like, okay, so she's not doing her BBT work. She's not, I just assumed she's not doing what she's supposed to be doing. Um, and mind you, she was calling me a hater after she backstabbed me. And so I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm stepping away from this. We do not have to be friends. Bye. So that's kind of a short version of the long story, okay? Like, it's very short. I'm leaving a lot out. It's a lot deeper than that. There's a lot more details. But I don't need to share all the nitty-gritty stuff to make someone feel bad. So, anyway, there's no sense. I'm not going to sit here and just go into it. Fucking, like, there's no point. To me, like, those kinds of details don't really matter. Unless I want to make someone look bad. Unless I want to sit here and drag her through the dirt and make her look like a terrible person. I could easily do that. I could easily do that right now, but I'm not. I'm not. I could go into it. I could go into it and tell everything. And I'm not going to do that because I'm not that kind of person. But she's still going to consider me a hater for this video. So I may as well just do that, but I'm not. You know what I mean? She's still going to say that this is a hate video, even though it's not. I spoke to a couple females that kind of know what's going on. They're my friends. And they're just like, she's not going to be hip with the whole, I suggested, how about we, go live and I unblock you and you actually let these people that care about you explain why they were worried and you listen and not be a victim. And then she's like, no, I don't want to do that. I'll think about it. I'm like, okay. Again, to me, it sounds like her behavior and her thought process has not changed. She's like, I think you were trying to help me, but everyone else wasn't. I'm like, okay, well, because I know that to be false. So I'm like, well, it doesn't sound like she's really changing at this point. So I'm like, okay, well, it's not going to be a panel. If you know me, I don't do things like that. I'm not a hate person. I'm not one of those troll people. I trolled one time. I mean, I trolled like back 4 years ago, like once, and then I trolled recently, and that was part of what she, I'm not going to get into that, but I'm not a big troll type of person. If I have anything to say to you, I will say it to you. And it's not going to be in like, I mean, unless I'm triggered, it's not going to be in like a real hateful manner. Excuse me. I think trolling is counterproductive. I don't really think a lot of people think trolling's great and yeah, it's wonderful, ha ha ha, it's funny, hee hee hee. But to me, it's just like, to me, that's just what's wrong with the world today, and it's just basically adding fuel to the fire. And like, to me, this world doesn't need any more shit. So I don't get it. I mean, unless it's done in a comedic sense, like, well, it depends on what you find funny. But I don't know. Anyway, I digress. But so we're having this dialogue, and it sounds to me she's really not changed, and she's really not open to anything. So I decided, well, I'm going to make a point for myself. I put up a poll on my channel, and I said, how many people think that I should forgive Stacy? And then how many people think I should stop BoxyCharm? And I was doing it to make a point, because most of everyone's going to say, oh, don't forgive her. And then I had like, 50 people saying don't forgive her or something. And then I had like 20 people saying cancel your BoxyCharm. I did that to make a point, like to say, listen, all you guys care about is being vile and cruel and evil, but you don't care about like other things I do on this channel. I was doing it to make a point, and I was doing it to show that what difference does it make if I unblock her and I do forgive her and we do progress with our friendship and say nothing happens again. It's really not going to affect any of you, is it? It's really my choice, right? That's kind of where I was going with that. You know what I mean? That, it's ultimately my choice. You know what I mean? And I am just getting advice from people. I'm not really like asking to troll or to be mean. I am genuinely just, I was using it to make a point, actually in her favor, even though I realized that it is. Thank you, Shelby. But then she emails me. That was so hurtful. You doing that poll with mostly haters. And I'm like, oh my God. I think that was enough for me. At that point, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I really don't need that kind of back and forth in my life at this juncture. I just don't need it. I'm personally extremely worried about your mental health. I'm worried about how many friends you just toss to the side so easily because that they're worried about you. I'm worried about the fact that you cannot self-reflect. I'm worried about that you thought that that was me trying to be mean or hurtful or vindictive in any kind of way, because I'm not trying to do that to you right now. I was simply trying to make a point for my channel, like to be like, look, I've never, ever, ever gone, like, I care more about what people think. No, actually, you care more about what people think, unfortunately. And that's what sucks. That's what sucks. I wish you didn't care. I wish that you didn't care what people thought. I really do. I wish, because to me, if you care so much about what people think and it triggers you so bad, you probably should not be on YouTube. That's my personal opinion. I just don't think that it's probably good for you, for your mental health and everything else. It sucks. Like, if you can't separate yourself from your haters and the people that don't like you, then it's probably not a good place for you. And I think you need to focus on getting help. And I'm going to say that, and I'm going to say that again and again and again and again, because I don't think you're getting the help that you need. To me, your BPD is completely taking control over your life. And you may not see it, and you may not think so, but I'm pretty sure it has. At least what you're showing YouTube. I haven't watched your channel in a very long time, but from when I left, from when our friendship broke off, what I was seeing was your BPD took complete control of your emotions, your thought process, and who you were as a person. So unless you've completely changed 100% from where you were then to now, which our emails back and forth proves me, no. Thank you for reaching out. I appreciate that. You will always have a special place in my heart, like I've always said. And I mean that. Our friendship, to me, meant a lot to me. It will forever mean a lot to me. But in order for me to move forward with you, I need you to get the help that you need. I don't know if that's a meds change. I don't know if that's you checking into a place for BPD. I don't know what that entails, okay? But there's some kind of intervention that needs to take place for you, okay? And I am saying this in the nicest, most kindest way, coming from my heart of hearts, and I'm being so genuine. If you think this is me being a hater, that sucks, and I am sorry. But I'm being honest. That's just me. It's unfortunate. I didn't want, like, when you reached out and I accepted that $20 and we were starting a dialogue, I didn't want this to be the end result of that. But unfortunately, this is where we're at. So, just listen to what I'm saying and know that it's coming from a place of love. And it's not coming from a place of hate or, you know, I don't like you. Because I'm not like that. You know that. Why is it not my scam killer? I have this robo killer where my phone picks up scam calls and like a fake voice answers and it's like hello and it fucks with the telemarketer. And lately it just hasn't been picking them up. I don't know why. Because I pay for that service. Anyway. But now that that's said and done. Yeah, I just can't have that kind of energy in my life. Like, I have 2 kids that I'm taking care of. And by the way, that $20 bought lunch for the kids yesterday, so I didn't have to make lunch. That was a big help. And I appreciate that. You're not going unappreciated. And I genuinely was trying to give you another chance. It's just, you automatically flipped it. Like, it went from, like, let's be friends again, to, oh, you're doing something that hurts me already. And it's like, okay, well, I can't do that, okay? I'm sorry. I don't have time for that. I don't. You know, and if I hurt you, I'm sorry. That was not my intention. But I don't have time to just, I don't have that back and forth kind of time to do that with anyone, really, you know, at all. So I just don't have it. I am worried for you. I have been worried for you since our friendship parted. And I really wish you would just get some kind of help, whether that's outpatient. You need to do something here. And if everyone says that, like if there's literally everyone around you is saying that, you know, it's not just me, and it's not, you know, if everyone is saying that around you, maybe it's not just everybody. Maybe it is you. You know what I mean? You need to think about that. You do have borderline personality disorder. You did do those workbooks. You know the homework. You know what borderline personality is. Think about that for a second. Think. What does border personality mean? What does that mean? Think about it. You know? Hi, Debbie Alexander. I do have to do what's best for me. And unfortunately, this bipolar, generalized anxiety, PTSD girl cannot kick it with BPD. I just can't do it. I cannot emotionally be there. I just don't have it. You know, you need to get the help that you need. I can't. This is me trying to help you as a friend. Still, even after everything that's gone on, after everything, you know what I mean? Still trying to help you as a friend. Still trying not to drag you. Still, this is what kind of person I am. Okay? This is what separates me from staph infection, from everyone else. Okay? That's the difference between them and me. So when you lump me up into a group like them, that is extremely hurtful, okay? And yet here I am still trying to help you. Still. I don't know. Just please, get help. Get help, okay? Just get fucking help. I don't know how that looks like, you know, what that looks like for you, but just fucking do it. Because you obviously need it. And with that being said, I'm going to finish my coffee, enjoy my family, enjoy my day, and I hope everyone enjoys their day, and I'm going to go.